I was hoping with better lighting this would come out more. I was trying to do some like Sailor Venus type thing, but then whatever. Anyway, I just want to talk about Sailor Moon really quick because I keep saying this. In my other Sailor Moon videos, I said this. I'm not super into anime, so leave down in the comments what I should watch that is a really good anime. I know the basics. I've seen Inuyasha, I've seen Cowboy Bebop, I've seen all of Sailor Moon. I was born in 1992, so I grew up on Sailor Moon. I ran home every day to see Dragon Ball Z. Like, I genuinely love those. And the anime community, I don't give a fuck. If you guys want to fight all day, we can. But it is the most, and I know not everybody's like this, you guys are the most hostile fandom on the planet. Like, you guys are, it's like, hey, I'm saying I like the same thing as you, and it's just like, let me just keep berating you because of it. It's very strange to me. I was hoping my makeup would come out looking better on camera, but I guess not. But either way, I don't really care. But yeah, no, I love Sailor Moon. And I just found out that both of the Sailor Moon R and Sailor Moon Super S are on YouTube for free. Not only that, but I hadn't watched, and these are the movies, and they're not canon to the series, the original series, but it's like the villains tie in a way that it's like Fiore is blatantly like Aileron from season 2, which is a total like filler season. Badian, whose design I love. I love the design of Badian. It's after what is it? Sugar energy. I thought that was always kind of like children energy of like innocence, or watching it back as an adult, I'm like, oh no, when I was a kid, I definitely was probably like, oh, sugar energy, but watching it as an adult, I'm like, oh no, that's definitely like innocence, or like believing in Santa Claus, like, you know what I mean, like that energy is stronger, but that's also being innocent, you know what I mean, but I love Badian's design. Yeah, rewatching them, I was very taken back when I was like, oh, it's not that, I mean, you could make the argument, and I'm not hating on this whatsoever. I was like, this was ballsy back in the 90s, and I appreciate it, and it was making Mamoru, like, hinting at the fact, they hint at the fact that all of the Sailor Guardians aren't, not that they're bisexual, but that they're, like, curious and growing up and figuring out what they like, and I appreciate that about this show, I really do, and normalizing it, and I know of the edits back in the day, I grew up on them, but I remember my best friend was my cousin, and I knew these two ain't motherfucking cousins, you know what I mean? So it's like, I knew. Either way, it was fucked up that they edited it, but I'm talking about now. I'm talking about what we have from the Viz dub, which I don't mind, and people really have a problem with, but they're also the same people that will comment on Sailor Moon videos, just like my other one, being total assholes. So it's like, I really don't give a shit about your opinion either way. I'm all about, can we all talk about things and be nice about it, and we can disagree, and we don't have to be mean about it, especially about Sailor Moon. You're kind of contradicting yourself when you do shit like that. That's what I mean. I'm trying to use my words correctly, because to make you a leading man and lead to the fact like that there was something between him and this guy, the main villain, Fiore, who we find out is being possessed by something worse, and yada yada yada, and really he's not a bad guy, but we get to see young Mamoru, we get to see young Usagi, it's adorable, but I really thought, I was like, well, that was really ballsy, because it's like, it's innocent is what it is. It's they meet after Mamoru's parents die, and he's in the hospital after a car wreck that killed the parents, and he's a little kid, and he finds Fiore, who looks like an alien, like from season 2, like Aileron, and they become friends, and Fiore promises him to bring him back the most beautiful flower he can one day. And before he leaves, Mamoru gives him a rose. Later on in the movie, we end up finding out, like Tuxedo Mask, you know, he uses a rose. But later on in the movie, we end up finding out that Usagi is the one who gave him that rose. And it's fucking adorable, is what it is. It's fucking adorable, but it's very ballsy to do that because because like I said, they're children. And when I say children, I mean they're like, what, like 7 or some shit? So it's like nothing nefarious is going on, but you definitely are alluding to the fact that there was a stronger bond than just friendship here. Definitely ballsy to do back in the 90s is to allude to the fact that your leading man, who is the greatest leading man of all time, in my opinion, Tuxedo Mask, is bisexual. And if he is, okay, big whoop. But they even like address it in when he comes back to fight them. And Sailor Moon is like, or Usagi's like, I'm with Mamoru. And I really like the fact that they don't make it a thing. It's like, no, this person might like the person I'm with, and he might like them too. Like, and what if he likes them more? I shouldn't hold him back like that. And it's just fully accepted. And I like that. I mean, we should all like that. But I was like, oh wow, okay. But him getting stabbed, I was like, I totally fucking forgot about this, and it is kind of ruthless and fucked up. Like, he gets stabbed, Mamoru gets fucked up, but his entrance though, and oh my god, it's hilarious. Tuxedo Mask has a bunch of hilarious entrances, and you can definitely tell that the creators of the show were in on it, but this one it's funny. But I really do, and I like in the movies that in both of them they kind of take Tuxedo Mask out of the equation so that it's just up to Sailor Moon and her friends until the end. Yeah, no, I thought that was ballsy, and honestly, I think this movie is animated beautifully. I think this is a beautifully animated film. Like, and I don't, like I said, the anime community's all gonna jump on my fucking back and go, ah, man, I'm gonna cry in your comments. Okay, go ahead and fucking cry. Any type of animation, like, it's just beautifully done. So it's the iconic scene and music drop when Usagi uses this silver crystal and they're all flying on the meteorite towards Earth because of course they defeat the bad guy, and then Fiore, the guy who liked Mamoru, is back to normal and he's like, oh no, we're all still gonna fucking die and all this shit, and they're still gonna crash into Earth, but so Usagi has to save everybody again, and that scene is great. That scene is fucking awesome. I'll say this, the scene where Fiore is telling Mamoru, like, she's just another lying ass female. Like, she's just another liar who's going to hurt you. You know that. It's intense. I do really like that the message in this one is Fiore is the bad guy who knew Mamoru. He's continually saying, like, no, you're gonna end up alone. Do not. It's all about how he was alone, and he doesn't want to feel alone again. And when he met Mamoru, he wasn't alone anymore. Yada yada yada. And then he had to dip out again because he was an alien. But I do like that. That's like the message in this one, is that all the Sailor Scouts stand up and they're like, we were alone until the girl you are claiming that will hurt Mamoru brought us together. We would all still be alone without her, and she made us not alone. And I'm like, oh my god. I really like that when all the Sailor Scouts have their little flashbacks and they're alone, and then they tell them, and of course it's Mars who steps up first and is like, no, you need to know, like, we were all alone and we all know the same feeling you're talking about. And we would still know that feeling unless it was for this girl you are claiming is so terrible. When I was younger, it was the Power of Love scene, right? Because I still bump Power of Love, and it's just a great scene and a great song. But yeah, no, Sailor Moon R is pretty good. And like I said, they're similar to what's going on in the show at the time, but they're not canon. Now they're making the movie on Netflix that is essentially connected right into the other seasons of Crystal. That's different. Those ones are canon to that new series, but these are pretty decent. If you're bored and you want to watch some Sailor Moon shit and you don't have Netflix, Hulu, or any of the other fucking shit it's on, go check out the ones on YouTube. Sailor Moon Super S, which is also on YouTube, like I said, and that is the stealing kids' sugar energy. It's essentially the Pied Piper. It's essentially like we're going through playing our flute and all the kids are remember in Hocus Pocus when the witch sings and they all come that's what's happening in this movie. And I really love the opening to this one because we get to see all the scouts when they're younger, and it's adorable. I do think that R is prettier. I think that Super S is fine, but like I said, I think Badion's design, the bad guy, she's amazing. The fairy thing is all right, but like I said, it's just the Pied Piper. We're snatching up these kids. I always want to call her Rini because that's what I grew up with, but I know it's Chibiusa. So Chibiusa, or the little pink-haired girl that is their kid from the future, and Sailor Moon is absolutely insane. You want to talk about crazy? Sailor Moon and the Dark Tower are the craziest fucking lore-heavy things of all time, but Sailor Moon is the best. It really is. But yeah, so we have a Pied Piper situation going on. Well, then the scouts figure out through Chibiusa taking off that some shit is up, and they're trying to take these kids somewhere. But prior to that, Chibiusa meets one of the brother fairies that are playing the little flutes to kidnap all the kids. So essentially the big bad is telling these two brother fairy kids that if they do this, I'll make a better world for all these kids. But really she's just putting them in like sleep coffins and snatching up all their energy. But like I said, watching it as an adult, it's more, I think it's more of like childhood innocence and whatnot. Blatant Pied Piper references too. Like in parts of the beginning, it looks more Germanic than Japanese, like just obvious, but it's cool. It's cool. If you guys remember the Pied Piper story, but it is creepy and weird and not fun. The Outer Scouts show up out of nowhere, which is always fun. I do love the Outer Scouts. They're kind of dicks, but I do like them. Yeah, I do like, I like how they just appear, but I like that they at least, even in this, they give them like a slight reason, and Neptune's like, no, I could see through my bullshit-ass mirror thing. And it's like, okay, I'll give you that, makes sense, and it's a kid's thing. That's why I'm like, when people get so upset about Sailor Moon, or so upset about Dragon Ball Z, I'm like, no, I love it too, but this is for kids. Like, its inception was like, hey, how can we sell toys? But I do like the cooking with Makoto. I do like when she's like, and they're all talking about with their parents and making sweets and how that much matters. And then on her way home, Chibiusa meets one of the fairy brothers, and she convinces him, like, he's on the fence. He's on the fence of like, do I go along with this evil plan? Do I not go along with this evil plan? He doesn't think it's an evil plan, but now he's starting to realize this shit's kind of fucked up. And then Chibiusa is like, oh yeah, no, man, the bakery and everything's cute and sweet and sugar and awesome and friends and family. And he's like, he obviously has his mind changed. I do think they both have like creepy moments for sure. Like I said, Mamoru's death in R is very disturbing. And then Super S, it does have some scary imagery in it, like for sure. It definitely has that. Anytime you're talking about snatching up kids and stealing their energy and putting them in a coma in coffins for the rest of their life, that's pretty disturbing. Once again, we do take Mamoru out of the equation. I like that it's just the scouts in Super S. One thing that, I mean, this goes for the original series too, compared to Crystal and these movies. It's like, we remember that they're teenage girls. We remember that they're kids. Like, Crystal, they just seem cold, and I like it, but they do. They come off cold and not as, they're like they're 30 years old. That's how I feel. These, the original series and these movies, they feel like kids still. Like they're running after made-up gingerbread houses. They still have that innocent, that kid innocence to them. The best part about the movies, though, is that we normally get Chibiusa and Usagi, or Sailor Moon and Sailor Chibi Moon finally getting to do like a double attack that is similar, and that's always really fun and really cool. In Super S, we get the double Moon Gorgeous Meditation. My personal favorite weapon is the Cutie Moon Rod because I had one in the 90s, so I'm just saying. Because by the end of the movie, we end up finding out that the real job of the sugar fairy kids, this little boy that Chibiusa met, is to protect the sugar energy of children's dreams. So that's what I mean, like children, dreams, sugar energy. Like I just always took, like, not always, but as an adult rewatching this, I'm like, this means a lot more than just sugar energy. Really not taking anything away from Sailor Moon Super S. I definitely still think it looks great. I think it's fun. I like it a lot, but I do feel like it's more Chibiusa's movie. I do 100% feel like it's more Chibiusa's movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine, but it is. And I do like getting to see, like I said, I like getting to see them all as little kids in the end credits. I like getting to see them all in the beginning credits as kids. Like, it's adorable and cute, and I do love the ending of when Chibiusa, and I mean, they always do this with Sailor Moon, but it's just so well done. It's just so well done that you don't hate it anytime you see it, which is all of the Guardians in the background watching either Sailor Moon or Sailor Moon and Chibiusa, or just like the royal family, Mamoru, whoever, like up in a distance and like the sun is setting or the moon is up, and then you have the Guardians in the background. And people were saying that they hated the fact that they translated, because it's pretty soldier Sailor Moon, if people didn't know that, not Guardian. And they switched it to Guardian for English because they said soldier was too violent sounding. And I'm wondering if because it was a little girl demographic that they didn't want the name soldier connected to it, where it's like nowadays, I don't know, I think it is better, but there are people that have like I said, just like how anybody who is super into anime is, if you only like one anime, you can't fucking talk about how much you like it because the rest of the community is going to come and kick you in the face. But it's like, which is weird to me. I know every fandom has its shitty people, but the anime community is extremely vocal and extremely toxic when they are trying to be on your side here, and you're making it real goddamn fucking hard. I went down a rabbit hole of like when Sailor Moon was coming out, and when and I don't know, like when I had the Cutie Moon Rod, that was a big fucking deal. Like that was a big deal that I had that. My one buddy had the Moon Stick, and I was super jealous. And I remember my mom got me the Cutie Moon Rod for I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in this house. If not, I'm pissed. And then I remember Comic Oasis. That doesn't even exist anymore. If you're old enough to remember Comic Oasis, we used to walk up there, and that was the only place you could get anything Sailor Moon if they had it. And I got Jupiter and Uranus dolls, and it was the shit, and they're destroyed now and probably look terrible, and my mom made me throw out all my old toys, and so I'm like, I don't even know if they still, I think I might have kept them knowing they were important to me. But yeah, no, I had Uranus and Neptune, and they were the only ones that they got. They were like, no, we don't even get the other. I don't even know where my mom got the Cutie Moon Rod at, because if you start looking into all this, like I said, this show was created to make toys and stuff, and like I said, I went down a whole rabbit hole of essentially, girls make the most money, but girls get the most shit talked about them, like, and what they love. These things that little girls are super into and all about, they're normally made fun of, or like made skits about on TV and all this shit, and it's put down, and it's like, but I just never had a problem with Guardian being used. I always thought that was, like, I don't mind the term Guardian. It's pretty badass. If you played Final Fantasy X, like, a Guardian is a badass name, too. But some people have a real issue with the fact that they didn't use Soldier. And I'm like, no, I totally understand. Like, if from the source material and stuff, I totally get why you would have a problem with it. But some people have a real problem with it. But like I said, this community all around. Normally, the Sailor Moon people aren't as bad, but they can be, for sure. Like, even on my last video, I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Free on YouTube. So I was like, go check them out. If you're bored or you need something for your kids to watch or whatever, there's 2 free Sailor Moon movies on YouTube right now, and they're awesome. I'm going to talk about them for a minute, because we're about to talk about the Dragon Ball superhero fucking trailer that just came out, because finally I feel like my boy Piccolo and Gohan, I was just saying that about my shirt if you watch my Succession video, I was like, I can never find adult Gohan on anything, and I don't mind what they did with Gohan. Also, another show made for children that people want to debate about, and then there's a million misogynistic assholes yelling on the internet about it, and like, yeah, okay, I get it, you're dumb. But I definitely think that Piccolo and Gohan are finally going to get a chance to shine in that, and it looks good. It does. It looks good. It looks better than Super looked at first. I don't know why, especially when it comes to Dragon Ball Super and to Sailor Moon, Crystal. Those weren't handled better, because it's like people like me who don't know every anime ever, and we just know, I mean, we know who Sailor Moon is, we know who fucking Goku is, like, we're gonna fucking get a streaming service to watch that shit, like, we are, like, point blank period, it's just how it is, and that's how you handled them, and they look like shit their first seasons, and I stand by what I said about Crystal. We can debate about Crystal all day. It's cold. The characters come off cold. I don't care if it's closer to the source material. It just, they do. They come off cold. They come off like they're 30. I don't like anything. The pacing is terrible. I didn't understand why they weren't handled with more delicate hands and more people weren't throwing more money at them, because I was like, see, this is shit that the normies are going to come out to fucking watch, and you guys are just like willy-nilly throwing it together. And I will say this, they both got better. They both got better towards the end, or animation-wise is what I'm saying right now. But what do I know? I'm still going to get 70 comments about what a dumbass I am, and I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and let's get into talking about Dragon Ball Superhero, because my boy Gohan and my fucking main man Piccolo look like they're actually going to be doing some shit. I'm hamming it up, but the truth, no, this is true. Like, definitely in person, I won't bring up anime. I won't, because I'm like, do I really feel like making this person feel bad by the end of this conversation because they're going to get real rude? No, I don't, because I'm an adult, so I'm going to walk away and I'm going to avoid this topic, because if you really want to fight over fucking shows, whatever it is, I don't care if it's Game of Thrones, I don't care if it's Sailor Moon, I'm going to remove myself from the conversation because you're embarrassing. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All of my social media is down in the description below, and TikTok is a weird fucking app. It's a weird fucking app.